So, Hailee Steinfeld, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
You too.
So, how cool is it that you got to star in a Coen Brothers Western?
Pretty cool.
Dream come true, right?
Yes, it's amazing.
Yeah. So, how long has this been something that you wanted to do? Has it always been?
Yeah, well, since I was 8, it's been something I've been interested in.
Yeah.
When I was 8, my cousin True was doing commercials at the time, and a close family friend of mine, Jessica, was doing a school play called Philemon. And so that was, to see people that I knew so well and grew up with do something, to me I had no idea what it was, but it just, I was able to aspire to them, and so when I knew I wanted to do that, I went to my mom and asked her if I could start acting. She made me study for a full year before we took any step further, and yeah, it's been 6 years, I think. Well, 5-ish.
Yeah. So, did you grow up a lot of people who were in the industry? So were you exposed to it in any way?
Not other than my cousin, really, no. I just, no, not at all, actually. My family, my mom is a interior designer, and my dad's a personal fitness trainer, so it's kind of
That's cool. Two really different kinds of things.
Yeah.
Did you grow up doing lots of sports and?
I did, yeah. I danced. I still do, but I used to do every kind of dance. I played a lot of sports. I'm very athletic. So yeah.
So did that help when you were preparing for a role that was really physical?
Yeah, it definitely came in handy. One of the things before acting came along that I tried was horseback riding, and so that was so much fun for me. Again, like at the end of the day, that was the highlight of the day. Was to ride the horses and everything. So that was definitely a lot of fun.
So you must have been comfortable around horses, because I know some people are scared of them, and I'm one of those people that's like, well, if you respect them, they're really cool to be around, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you must have that kind of respect for them.
Yeah, totally. I had so much fun, and my one of my best friends, Kate, has 3 horses, and it's so amazing to see that it's like you just fall in love with them. They're like people, and over time, it's like I spent 3.5 months with the horses, and it was a lot of fun.
How many horses did you guys use on set?
There were a lot, yeah. Because some of the horses have doubles and everything. So
they need breaks just like everybody else does.
Yes, exactly. But there were a lot of horses on set.
It was so heartbreaking to me at the end when they have to kill the horse.
Yeah.
I was like, no, don't kill the horse. It's hard to see. But it looked like a really fun movie to be a part of, and you probably learned a lot from your co-stars.
I did, yeah, and I think I learned more by watching them than, it wasn't too much as if they personally taught me something. Just by spending as much time, as I did with them, I really just, by taking it all in, really.
Observing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you think you could differentiate between your co-stars and how they function? Like, is Matt Damon different from Jeff Bridges?
Yeah, they're definitely. They have their similarities and their differences. I think. I can't think of anything too different. They're both very professional, as you can imagine, and such a joy to be around on and off set. And they just have so much fun with what they do. And the biggest advice, the best advice that the both of them have given me is to not take anything too seriously. And they've given me the perfect example of that, watching them. And the fact that they just come to work to do a job and go home to their family, it's, that's a big lesson in itself. But, honestly, I don't think I could think of something that's too big of a difference.
Well, I think it's 2 really good people to learn from then.
Absolutely.
Because I know you did a Kmart commercial before. This is like a huge leap, right? Which is awesome. So going forward, I think it's really healthy to have them as your example.
Yes.
Do you know what type of thing you'd like to do next?
I guess I haven't really thought about it too much yet, but I've realized, before True Grit came along, I always, just random people would ask, who do you want to work with, and I guess I never really knew who to say. But now that I've worked with some of the most amazing people in the business, I realize how fortunate I am, and my answer to that now is if I were to ever get the opportunity to work with them again, it would be amazing.
Yeah. Are there any directors whose work you really, really admire?
I feel like every day I kind of discover new filmmakers, but I think that I now can appreciate, what a director does and what it takes to make an amazing film after, experiencing doing that. But then again, I mean, I'd love to work with the Coen brothers again. Christopher Nolan is somebody that I'd love to work with. But God, there's so many. I mean,
hard to pick, right? Probably everyone.
Yeah.
So working with the Coen brothers.
Yes.
It's funny because people always refer to them as the Coen brothers, right? But there's two of them. There's Joel and there's Ethan.
Yeah.
Does one of them do more of one part of the directing, and how do they share it?
It's split pretty equally, I have to say. It's kind of cool because it's like them, like the two of them themselves. It's almost like there are two of them, but it's almost as if they are one person and they have the same mind. Like, it's hard to explain, but it's, they're always finishing each other's sentences, and it's like they have their own language between the two of them. But they're really incredible. But I have to say, I mean, again, they split it pretty equally, but they don't go on without agreeing with each other, basically. And so they both play the same role.
Collaborators.
Exactly.
It's probably really helpful to have someone to bounce your ideas off.
Yeah.
Makes a better film.
Exactly.